The Wizards are in fact a tanking team. We understand that they are a very rough basketball program, and the rookie draft class that included Alexander Sarr was not quite as up to par as some people may have hoped, particularly with the Wizards end up getting Alexander Sarr. At the same time, though, they do sit at 6-26, and there has been a lone bright spot. One of the forgotten young stars in the league has reemerged and given himself new hope going forward. This would be the 25-year-old Jordan Poole, the one who, as soon as he sees the baddies courtside, they start playing that theme song and he goes berserko. And this season, he's been looking really good, particularly over this past month where he's going 7 straight games, scoring 20 or more points. Now, he is just 25 years old, which feels kind of crazy to say because he was part of the dynamic nature of the Warriors dynasty for a strong period, and he was just an even younger player doing great things coming off the bench, being a really stellar scorer. Now, he is on the second year of his 4-year extension that he received originally from the Golden State Warriors previous to being traded, and right now he's getting $29.5 million a year out of a 4-year, $128 million deal. At 6'4", 195 with 6 years of experience underneath his belt, there was high expectations for what he would be able to do. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about exactly how he's been faring more so this season in comparison to what he did his previous time with the Washington Wizards as he made the transition for the first time in his career via trade. With that being said, though, if you're new to the channel, it's your boy Ray Hoops. Go and smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. And let's go ahead and get into this one. Jordan Poole thus far this season is averaging 21.8 points, 2.7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1.6 steals, 0.5 blocks in just 31.4 minutes per game. Now, of course, the team as a whole has been lackluster, put mildly, and with only 6 wins to their name over a quarter of the way through the season, things aren't looking well for their playoff hopes, and we can just go ahead and dash them and flush them down the toilet. In fact, they are arguably the worst team in the league by all metric categories. But at the same time, Jordan Poole has been a resurgent player who stepped up to the plate and really showcased what we all knew him to be and what we all fondly remembered him as being, while injecting it with some level of play that we have not seen, putting it on steroids almost, to the tune of him shooting 43.5% from the field and 40.6% from beyond the arc. He's also shooting 84.7% from the free throw line with a true shooting percentage of 59.5%, which is just by all marks for him specifically really, really good. This is night and day compared to last season when he was with the Washington Wizards, where he played in 30 minutes and averaged 17.4 points, 2.7 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and shot 41.3% from the field, which was the second lowest mark of his career, with the exception being his rookie season, along with 32.6% from three-point range on 7.2 attempts, which was also his lowest mark since his rookie year. He also did, though, shoot 87.7% from free throw lines, so it was pretty in line with the things that he usually did, though his attempts overall were considerably lower than the previous season where he averaged 5.1 attempts because he was down to 2.8. By all accounts, last year was a rough year for Jordan Poole. A lot of people were cracking on him, saying that his magic was gone. He was never going to be that same player that he was in Golden State. He doesn't have that same lightning in the bottle potential. And as a starter, he's just not going to be that guy that you can rely on to give you 15 to 20 to even 25 points, especially on good shooting splits. But it all turned on its head this season. Because, like I said, the Washington Wizards are bad. I'm prepared to say that. And, you know, a core of Alex Sarr, Kyle Kuzma, and Jordan Poole as your big three definitely doesn't sound enticing to anybody, especially if you plan on winning games. But we can't deny the greatness that Jordan Poole has been showcasing. He's also shooting a blistering 40.6 from beyond the arc on 8.9 three-point attempts per game. Mind you, the three ball has always been a big part of his game. Ever since his 3rd year in the league, he's been averaging at least 7.2 three-point attempts per game. Now, last year, he attempted 7.2 and only shot 32.6%, leading to many people saying he's washed. Why is he taking so many threes? He's just bricking all the time. But this year, on 9 attempts a game, he's canning over 3.5 of them to the tune of 40.6%. This is really unheard of territory for him because previous to this, his career high was 36.4% in his 3rd year on 7.2 0.6 field goal attempts from beyond the arc. So by all accounts, this guy is confident. He's swishing the ball through the net like he never has before in his career. And while it isn't leading to wins yet, it's showing that he is a productive basketball player and he deserves to be on the NBA floor. He's deserving of having a large chunk of change spent on him. And he is a guy who can fill up the box score. And while he may not be, a number one on a championship caliber team, he's definitely somebody that if you were a team vying for a championship and you felt like you were one scorer away, you were one guard away, Jordan Poole could be that guy where you would talk to the Washington Wizards and say, hey, we know you guys are in purgatory. We know you guys aren't doing anything crazy ever since, you traded away Bradley Beal. But what say you to a couple first-round picks and maybe a solid up-and-coming player for Jordan Poole? I think that would be a very reasonable take to have, and I think that the Washington Wizards would be open to at least entertaining the possibility of trading him because it just makes sense. They're not going anywhere fast, and being the fact that Alexander Sarr seems to be more of a project player than somebody that's going to be able to come in like, your Victor Wembanyama's did and just help right out the gate and elevate the floor of the team, Jordan Poole is going to be that guy right now that just shows them what they need. And at the time of this video being recorded, he's on a blistering run of 7 straight games where he's averaging over 20. And that's dating back to December 15th, leading him up to closing in on a month of stellar basketball play. And I think that it will continue. I have no reason to believe that it won't. Now, how high he stays through the remainder of the season remains to be seen. And of course, this team is going through hell. So there's no way to say that, yes, on a great team, he would still be able to put together these same numbers. Because even if they tailed off just a little bit, him being able to shoot 9 threes a game on almost 41% shooting is ridiculous. Every team would greatly appreciate being able to have that added to their roster. And while he's only shooting 43.5% from the field, that's also because over half of his field goal attempts come from beyond the arc. So it makes sense why a team would be willing to gamble and talk to the Washington Wizards about what would potentially be needed to pry him away from them. But I just wanted to take time out to commend him on his great play and on his resurgence and him just going around and being able to show the league as an entire whole why exactly teams should be afraid, and players more specifically should be afraid of having to face him on the floor individually. Because calling a spade, the Wizards aren't good. I don't see a world where they're not in the tier of the Charlotte Hornets temporarily at least. So Jordan Poole is going to be the must-see factor for that team. He's going to be the guy that you're coming to the games to see on a night in, night out basis. And there's no reason to believe that that will change for the foreseeable future. But I think that this is just a perfect moment to go ahead and commend him before anything happens, any potential trades, injuries, movement of players on his team, whether it be him or his fellow players on the roster. I just want to go ahead and shout out Jordan Poole because he has been getting a lot of flack, and it's high time that we make the appreciation and the apology for us lacking the ability to see the potential greatness that he had be as loud as the disrespect was for the poor play that he was putting up on a night-by-night basis across the 78 games that he played last year. Because in his 28 starts thus far this year, he's definitely on one. But like I said, if you're new to the channel, go ahead, smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about Jordan Poole's recent play and where do you think that he would rank in the overall hierarchy of the point guard, shooting guard, hybrid type characters in the league as it is. And more importantly, do you think he'll stay with the Washington Wizards, or do you think a team might end up trying to find a way to match his salary and send somebody over there to add him to their roster and bolster their opportunities of vying for a championship? With that being said, though, it's your boy Wraith Hoops. As always, good morning, good evening, and good night, no matter where you're on the globe watching. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.